Hello, welcome to Aging Well in America. I'm Anne Marie Gattari, your host. With us today is a very special guest, a group fitness instructor here in the Grosse Pointe communities, Jill Doughty. Welcome, Jill.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So, one of your primary instruction or classes is chair yoga.
Right.
But you do some others. So give us kind of a general overview of the fitness that you do, and specifically the fitness classes that you have for the older population.
Well, I've been teaching group fitness for a long time, and so that group fitness instruction that I've been doing basically has been the cardio and the strength training and the flexibility. So about 10 years ago, I started to investigate teaching and being trained as a yoga instructor. So along with that, as I started to fuse some of the yoga concepts into my classes, I started to realize there was a real target group out there that wasn't being serviced, and that was the seniors, or those people that it's not even defined by age. It's those folks that say to me, Jill, I want to do yoga, and the teachers, their doctors are saying, do a little bit of yoga, that'll help you with this and that, and your aches and pains. But they say, I can't get to the floor, I don't want to get back up, and blah, blah, blah. Because usually a yoga mat class format, we're on our hands and knees, we're standing up, we're doing all sorts of things that require a lot of real gross motor mobility. So I thought, why not adapt it to chairs? So I started to research that and got some training in the chair yoga, and then I just started teaching some classes in the chair yoga and found it to be a very well-received class because I get a lot of people, like I said, a very different age range, anywhere from 50s to 80s.
Wow, wonderful.
Some people come with walkers that have difficulty, and then they get in their chair and they're able to. And we do a lot of exercises where we're sitting and standing, but it's all about getting that range of motion moving, getting all of your joints and all your working body parts to keep moving and stay fluid.
Where are your classes? When are they? And what are they?
Well, I teach here 3 days a week.
At the Grosse Pointe War
Yes, and that's where I'm teaching the Cardio Max, and I teach a Cardio Core class. And then on Saturday morning, I just started this past spring a chair yoga class, which is Saturday mornings at 10:15 now.
Okay.
And then I also teach at the Grosse Pointe Community Woods Center on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock. I teach an hour class there. And then I also
chair yoga also?
Yes, chair yoga.
Okay.
And then I also teach a few other classes. A lot of them are senior-related, senior-centered at the Beaumont Health and Fitness Center.
Oh, wonderful.
So I teach two chair yoga classes there, and some other, they call them Fit for All classes, which is a little bit of cardio, a little bit of strength.
Is that standing or sitting?
Standing, sitting, everything.
Okay.
We bring the chairs out later, but we do, so it isn't just a yoga, it's more of the basic cardio, general exercise.
So you encourage and you welcome people to come who cannot walk well,
right?
Who need assistance,
have balance issues.
Okay.
And I've had people in the classes that maybe just had knee surgery, so going on their hands and knees is just a no-no, but they need to keep moving. So that population too, it's a very good one to come and try a yoga class. There's so many things you can do.
Before we ask you to demonstrate some things, I'm interested to talk a little bit about the connection between cognitive ability and physical fitness. And we were talking about that.
We were talking about it earlier. Just getting the blood flowing is obviously very important because we need blood flow, oxygen, and every breath you take in, about 25% of that goes to the brain. So we want to make sure that we've got good, healthy lungs, and we're going to improve the capacity of our lungs just by moving and breathing a little deeper and getting your heart rate up a little bit. And we can do that in a yoga class. Just by moving arms and legs, your heart rate, your body temperature will go up, and you'll start to challenge the heart and lungs a bit. But the other aspect is that we're also putting your body into various movements, positions that make things feel a little bit awkward. And whenever we get to a position where it's a little bit awkward, where you have to, it's kind of that concept of, rubbing your belly and patting your head.
Right.
Your brain, the neurons have to start firing up some new connections. And that's called neuroplasticity. So keeping that neuroplasticity in your brain is important to keeping good, healthy, gray matter going in the brain. So it might not make you bring up the IQ, but it'll help in terms of reducing any kind of cognitive what do we say, reduction or aging that happens.
Sure, the natural
So doing things that are a little bit, you know, I might have you do right, left, and then change left, right, that kind of a thing. So we call that brain switching, too. So there are different things we do in the yoga class.
Let's do some demonstrations.
Okay. Well, usually I'll have people start, and I try to encourage people to be either barefoot or at least with socks, because there are like 7,000 nerve endings in your feet.
Yes.
So you want to be able to feel that, have that tactile sensation. And a lot of times people have never even looked at or not looked at them, but haven't paid any attention. So we talk about rooting into our feet and just sitting tall. So the whole posture issue is extremely important. So we just kind of shrug the shoulders, let some of that tension fall away, and just be aware of where your sternum is, whether you've got it kind of closed in or you can lift it. And then we often start with breathing. So one hand on belly, one on the chest. And we just start to, with our eyes closed even, just start to really connect with how the breath feels in your body. So then after a few moments of just noticing that, we can open our eyes, and hopefully we've got a little more quiet, settled mind, and we're more present. So teaching people to breathe with better skill in breathing is going to help them throughout everything we do. And then we usually come into some shoulder rolls, and we'll do some neck movements, but everything very slow and mindful, lifting the chin, and then doing rotation. And then I usually generally work from the neck down. So then we'll start working the upper back, and then the middle back, and we just start to move our spine in all 6 directions. So the spine is supposed to be able to move in a flexion, an extension, so we're opening up. We should be able to rotate, so there's rotation in our spine, so that's 4 different directions. And then the other 2 directions would be lateral, so it's a sideways this way and a sideways that way. So, and we get stiff there. So just moving all those joints, those vertebral bodies really help to keep your back flexible. As a matter of fact, we have a saying, you're as young as your spine is flexible. So if anyone has had stiffness in the back, you feel like you aged about 100 years, right? So moving very gently like that. And we'll do some standing movements, we'll do some leg lifts, but we'll come behind our chair, and I can demonstrate. We'll do things where in a yoga class where you may be doing the warrior postures, which may look like this, we have our chair here to stabilize us. So we can get that lunge in there, and then maybe have one arm up, and then perhaps the other arm, and then if we're feeling really stable in our legs, we still have the chair that maybe we can do other things with our arms. We can even come into a warrior 2, have that chair there, good. And just, there's lots of things you can do by having a chair for support, moving your heels up and balancing on your tippy toes.
Now I'm just going to tell our viewers, don't follow me, I left my shoes on.
So, and this is where you get a little more mobility in your feet. So you want to get some flexibility. And you know, your ankles are weight bearing. They hold all of your weight. So the ankles become stiff. So we'll do things that involve ankle rotation. We'll do one-legged balance, so helping with bone density because we're putting all of our weight. So this is tree posture. And often we do this without support of a chair, but we can always have the chair there. So there's a lot of balancing that we can do, legs extended, arm out.
Now these are things people can do at home when they're watching TV. Right?
And lots of stretches. One my favorite is the down dog, which is generally done on the floor with your hands. You can get your tailbone back, get really nice stretch there.
You could do this at the sink washing dishes.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's, you know what, it's just kind of basic things. And then we can come back to the chair and do all sorts of stretches. Some of those can all be modified in the chair. So, for example, a warrior 1 posture or warrior 2, you can simply have, you know, your hips are on the chair and you're still getting that extension through your legs and your arms, getting a stretch here, you're lengthening up through your spine.
I can really feel that's a nice
and
stretch,
yet, you know, you're really not in any danger of falling. So I think a lot of people are just afraid to try a yoga class or whatever because they have falling issues or they're afraid. So.
Now, I'm assuming when you're doing this, are you going around the room and correcting or helping? You know what? Maybe not a correction, but helping people.
Well, I'm doing it myself too. So there's a lot of visual aid that way. Doing a lot of verbal cues so people are listening and paying attention. And I give lots of modifications. So some people will not be able to stand out of their chair. And we may do some things where we do half standing. You know, we're coming up, so we're building strength there. And I have a lot of folks that this is about as high as they can go, which is fine. You're still getting active there. A lot of modifications I make when I see around the class that people are having difficulty with a move. I'll say, let's try it without full extension or something. I try to adapt as the class demonstrates what their limits are that day.
Are the classes, do they run for a series of weeks, or are they indefinite?
Well, at the War Memorial we have, I think we're coming up to, we're ending our 8-week session, I believe, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday.
Okay.
And then there's a 5-week session that starts up November 14th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And at the Woods Community Center, it's kind of a drop-in fee.
Oh, good.
And you can come and just pay a one-time thing or buy a card where you pay a little bit less per class. I think you buy 6 at once, kind of a thing. But every Wednesday at noon there. Then the Beaumont Health and Fitness Center, which is at Little Mac and just north of 10, we have classes that run continuously, and it's a membership kind of based thing. You pay by the month and get as many classes in as you'd like.
Okay.
So I teach that way too. So.
And your phone number, your website, your email will be...
The War Memorial will have that, and then of course each place that I teach at will have information regarding the classes specifically.
Okay, so people can call you or call the location for sure.
Yes, the location for sure.
What's optimum? Is once a week enough to come to a class like this?
Well, no, I think, they say you should do something every single day, and the whole thing about aging well, I think, is you should be moving more but with less intensity. Because our bodies are made to move, and unfortunately our society has become very sedentary. So getting up and moving, and even if they did a 10-minute, if they learned how to do some of the yoga poses in a class 1 hour a week, let's say, they could take that home and do 10, 15 minutes of whatever stretches they liked that worked for them.
I guess, but my point is if you can't commit to more than once a week, at least go that once a week.
Oh, absolutely.
And then take home.
Yes, take home what you remembered and what seemed to feel good for you.
Sure.
So, yeah, and just, I guess my philosophy is just enjoy whatever moment you have right now in life. Enjoy each breath, and age gracefully by keeping the body moving and keep it well oiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a couple more minutes. I'm interested to hear a success story. You must have a handful.
Oh, goodness.
Or more.
Well, a lot of people come in with back ailments, pain in their back. And I've had a couple of people that have said that since they've been coming to a chair yoga class, they have lessened the pain that's coming in their backs, and they're finding that they're much more mobile and can, do more of their daily tasks than they were able to do. So a lot of it does reduce pain. I found other people telling me that they're sleeping better too, which is a good thing, because I think as we age, sleeping can also be a challenge for a lot of us. So learning the breathing technique that help you calm your body and your mind can help you when you're laying in bed and you're just, your mind is going, helping quiet your mind.
I know, I have done that too.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So the counting sheep thing, there really was some reality to why we count sheep. It's just keeping everything sort of in the moment and staying with the breath. That'll help you. So.
Well, Jill, thank you so much. You've given us a lot to work with and a lot to think about, and we do encourage people to look up your classes and to attend them.
That'd be great. Love to see
it. At the War Memorial especially, but the others in the community as well. So
it's been a pleasure.
We'll be back and we'll be checking in with you from time to time.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We need a claim number?
When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving. We're here to help.
That is so beautiful. This is Tai Chi. Hello. Hi, Sue. Welcome back, everybody. We're here at the Grosse Pointe War Memorial in a Tai Chi class for senior citizens. And Sue is our instructor. Sue, thank you so much for being on our show today. As you know, we're focusing on the importance of fitness. And so tell us real quickly a little bit about what is Tai Chi, who can do it, and then we'd like to see some more of the wonderful moves that you've taught your class.
Great, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. So Tai Chi has roots in both Chinese martial arts and traditional Chinese medicine. Commonly it is used, especially in the U.S., for folks who want to reduce anxiety,
Okay.
to bring a sense of calm. It's sometimes called moving meditation.
Okay.
But it's also great for arthritis or any kind of joint injury.
Uh-huh.
So oftentimes when people have pain in their joints, they don't want to move them at all because they experience pain when they do so. So keeping it moving in that slow, fluid way helps to alleviate pain. It also gets the blood circulating and the lymphatic, I'm sorry, not the lymphatic fluid, the synovial fluid
Okay.
flowing within the joint. You know, often people do experience a reduction in pain. Also for, you know, muscle soreness or stiffness, maybe when you get out of bed in the
Yes, yes. So as opposed to stretching, which we often do, this might even be a little less aggressive than stretching?
less aggressive than going to full extension and holding it. It's more of a fluid.
What
fluid
about
motion.
for balance?
Thank you
That's
for asking.
important,
Also
as
great
we
for
all
balance,
know.
That's a reason that many people take the class. We are always moving in slow motion, in fluid motion, so it takes a lot of control. We're extending the period of time that you're on one foot, and we're moving to the side and forward and back, and just training ourselves to feel where our center of gravity is, and to adapt to the weight shifts as we move.
When do you teach this class and where?
I teach this class here at the Grosse Pointe War Memorial at 9:45 a.m. on Mondays. I also have an evening class that's very similar here on Wednesdays at 6:15.
Okay.
I also teach a class at Beaumont's Health and Fitness Center
Okay.
on Tuesdays and Thursdays midday. 3:30 to 4:30.
Okay.
And I actually incorporate Tai Chi in some of my other classes as
Okay.
well, whether it's just for the cool down portion.
Okay.
Even when I did Zumba
Oh,
earlier,
wonderful.
our last
Yeah.
song, which is more of a stretch, I brought a little Tai Chi into that
Okay.
class.
But your two Tai Chi classes are Monday mornings and Wednesday evenings?
That's correct.
Okay, and of course that information can be found in the War Memorial catalog. So I'm going to step out of the way and watch you continue this beautiful movement, and you'll explain to us what you're doing as you're doing it?
Sure. Yes.
Great, thank you so much.
So, thank you to my class for participating today. So we'll continue with the movements that are typical warm-up movements. So we're going to separate heaven and earth. We're reaching one hand up and one hand down, gently elongating the spine. And on the contraction movement, we soften the knees just a little bit. Inhale on our extension movement. So this is one of the warm-up exercises that we do for the back. And we'll move into another one so I can show you a variety of a few movements. So we'll bring the hands in front of the solar plexus, fingertips pointing up. We're going to push gently to one side, tapping out to the other. And as we start into the movements that engage the legs, we also have a balance element. So we'll cut this piece a little short just so it's not too redundant, and we'll move into our next movement, which is the pendulum movement, where we'll begin just working with the right leg. So as we push the arms back, the right leg will step forward. And then step back. And this one's actually a little challenging at first from the balance perspective. Let's go forward and back one more time with this leg, and then we'll move over to the left side. So here we'll step together. And we'll inhale the arms back up and begin working with the left. So stepping forward. And back. We transfer about 60% of the weight to that working leg, and then we peel it right back up. And let's do one more forward and back. And we'll step together. And here we'll sync the chi. So syncing the chi is just a nice calming movement. We're gathering energy from the universe and bringing it down into ourselves. Nice. So we've been doing a lot of Frolic of the 5 Animals. Usually we do it in closing, but let's do that today, here at the beginning of class. So we're going to begin just pushing down toward the floor. So this stretch we feel in the neck and shoulders. And we'll take our tiger claws. Our first animal is tiger. And we'll reach up toward the ceiling. And as we reach the top of the movement, this time we're just going to do 2 of each animal. So we'll relax the arms down. We'll bring the fist to the solar plexus. Take a wider stance. We're going to circle the hips. This is bear, and we're going to try to outline the abdomen with the fists. So we'll make 2 circles in one direction and then 2 circles in the other. So we feel that stretch in the low back. And we'll change directions. So low back and hips is where we tend to feel this one. We'll just make this last circle and then sync the chi. So we'll relax the arms down. We'll move into deer. So we'll swing the arms. We're going to go right, left, and then we'll pause again over on the right side. I'll pause here. Left foot steps forward. Right arm reaches over. We look at the floor over on the left. Feeling the stretch all down the right side. Also a balance element here. Step it back and we'll swing left. Right. Left. Great. Right foot steps forward. Left arm reaches over. And we look at the floor over on the right. We'll step it back and sync the chi. Now we'll go into crane. So we have a small, medium, and large lift. So I'll start with the small. Here's medium. And large. And small, medium, and large. Great. Let's sync the chi and we'll go to monkey. Our 5th animal in the series. So for monkey, you may recall that we're picking up peaches and pressing up to the balls of the feet. So we're pressing up. We'll look to one side and the other and set it down. And we'll do that one more time. Up. Set it down. Nice work. And we'll sync the chi. Those are our 5 animals.
Oh, that is so wonderful. The movement is so graceful. Does everybody feel that? Do you feel like you're just able to do more than you even maybe thought when you first came in? I'm really taken with the intentional movement with the music. It's in some ways it's very much like yoga, and in some ways it's very different. When people ask you what's the difference, how do you?
I would say the fluidity is different. We typically don't go to full extension. We typically do not hold a move for a long period of time. couple other areas that are emphasized differently. In yoga, they talk about chakras or energy centers. So we do talk about energy centers also here. So there's some alignment there. I think it is easier, much easier on the joints than yoga, would you all agree? And another aspect that we haven't really talked about yet or demonstrated in these moves, but proprioception is a particular type of coordination. So we do a lot of movements where we might be watching one hand, but the other hand is also doing a similar motion or maybe a different motion.
Which is very good for cognitive ability, isn't it?
Yes,
Because you really keep your brain is working all the time. Yeah. This has been so delightful, and I really want to thank you all for letting us come into your class. I know it's a real personal time, but congratulations to all of you for doing this. Sue, thank you
very much,
so
Anne
much.
Marie.
Good luck to you, and thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, that's another episode of Aging Well in America. Thank you for watching. As always, if you have an idea for a show that you would like to have us explore, please send your ideas to us here at the Grosse Pointe War Memorial. Thank you.